Hi, this is an interview with Mr. Peter Feinberg, a distinguished entrepreneur and investor with over 3 decades of experience in the financial services and biotechnology sectors. He began his career at Oppenheimer and Company, where he rose to the position of managing director and head of institutional equities trading. In 2015, Mr. Feinberg co-founded BridgeBio Pharma, a biotechnology company focusing on genetic diseases. He also founded North Coast Partners, a real estate holding company investing in Detroit's multifamily housing. Additionally, he's a founding member of Boxcar Partners, a venture capital firm specializing in biotech investments, and serves on the board of directors for Immuneering Corporation. Throughout his career, Mr. Feinberg has demonstrated a commitment to innovation and leadership across multiple industries. You can find our article about Mr. Peter Feinberg on our website, 6degrees.blog, and our Instagram page, 6 Degrees Away. Thank you and enjoy the interview.
So Whittier is a diversified private liberal arts school in Southern California. You might have heard of it. It's where one of our presidents went, President Nixon went. While I was at Whittier, I spent 6 months in the Middle East as a junior, which was an absolute awesome program. So this is where I guess I've always been a numbers guy. I like risk. I like volatility. I like action. And I've always been interested in like the stock market.
Okay.
So I applied to a number of different places. I ended up getting a job on the floor of the American Stock Exchange at a company by the name of Oppenheimer and Company. Oppenheimer, I was a clerk. I did all at the bottom of the totem pole work and worked my way up at Oppenheimer and ran their trading desk, ran all equity trading. After 32 years, became a partner, a whole bit. I ran our West Coast office. They moved me out at a very early age to Los Angeles and ran our West Coast office. And then they moved me back to run all of trading at Oppenheimer. Have you ever seen the movie Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
I got a technical credit in that film. Okay.
Did you actually? Wow.
So Scorsese and the producer, Irwin Winkler, came, interviewed me a number of different times. I gave them some help, some advice. I'm not saying that my trading desk was like Wolf of Wall Street, but a lot of similarities. All right. You with me?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, while I'm in Los Angeles, hold on one second.
Can I say the question and then you respond?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So can you share the key experiences that shaped your career in the financial services industries?
Totally. So
Okay.
I grew up, my father was a lawyer, but never practiced law. And he was a finance guy, accounting. So he put these two skill sets, finance, together. And I've always been interested. He was extremely impactful in my life. Self-made guy, came from nothing and built up a fairly substantial business and never gave me some of the values that I still, put a very high regard on. Never forgot where he came from. And as he made more money, he gave more money away. Okay?
Okay.
So between my parents, I have 3 sisters. I've always been involved, very much interested in, first of all, I'm driven capitalistically. I like to make money because I think money can be powerful. Money can be good and evil. But if you do the right things, you can give back money and make some real big impacts, make a difference. So I got interested in the stock market early on, started reading about different companies that I was interested in, and started making some investments. Nothing substantial, but companies that I understood. I didn't have a lot of money then, and as I learned and read more about it, had that opportunity to invest. I was doing it in college. And then when I graduated college, I said I got a job on the floor of the American Stock Exchange. And the reason why I'm making such a big deal about that, it doesn't exist anymore, but they traded options and they traded equities. And that exposure really opened up my eyes. So I then went up to our trading desk. Trading desk, they moved me out to California, as I said, in 88. But now to answer your question, you asked me like what influenced or impacted me the most.
Yes.
So I am 28, 29 years old, living in California, running our West Coast office. And at the age of 29, I have a 6-month-old son. I'm diagnosed with colon cancer. Unheard of. 29-year-old kid, doesn't happen. You grow up very quickly. My business was terrific. Oppenheimer then brought me back to run our whole entire operation. And I spent, as I said to you, 32 years in Oppenheimer. So I decided after 32 years, this is where it gets interesting. I decided after doing this, I was very good at doing it. I wanted to do something else. So at the age of 50, I decided, because of my family upbringing and their commitment to try to make an impact, I'm going to try to bring biotech investors, life science, healthcare investors to meet with the brilliant researchers like your dad, like your mom, like Jim Allison at these major institutions. Okay, this is about 10 years ago. So whether it be MD Anderson, Dana Farber, Sloan Kettering, Johns Hopkins, Albert Einstein, Michigan, University of Michigan, etc. So what I saw while I'm meeting with these brilliant researchers, I realized these unbelievable institutions are starting to sell their early stage intellectual property. So this is very interesting. I'd like to get in the middle of it. I'm not a science guy. I'm not a medical guy. I'm a finance guy, and I can put together these different pieces. So I met with a number of different people. And as a result of that, I'm going to leave Oppenheimer. I'm going to become an entrepreneur. And I'm going to set up a company. And it's, it was my idea, but really there was a lot more brilliance behind it than me. I need a guy, and we started a company by the name of BridgeBio. Are you familiar with that name?
No, sorry about that.
Okay, that's okay. You will be.
Okay.
BridgeBio is basically the way we would invest. We would buy an asset from MD Anderson, buy an asset from Albert Einstein, buy an asset from University of Michigan, Stanford, and have all these different shots on goal. If you think about hockey, not everything will be successful. Okay, all you need is one.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
By assets, do you mean like the overall, like you buy into the lab, or do you like ask the university to get an overall piece, or what do you do?
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Here's an example. As you know, your dad's working on this vaccine for Lynch syndrome. Okay, so maybe it's just an example. I'm not saying we're doing this. It's not even in our wheelhouse. But I would go to MD Anderson. Eduardo is looking for, to raise money, and to raise money to keep this research going. I would say, you know what, this is very interesting. I'm going to become an investor with MD Anderson and Eduardo, your dad. And,
yes.
I own a piece of that asset. I might put up 5 million, 20 million, and, hopefully it'll be successful, and I own a piece of it.
So it's pretty much you see who needs some capital, and then you just ask the university to invest, and you get some get some partnership going?
So pretty much yes, but let me just tighten it up. It's more mature than what you just said. These different universities, MD Anderson, they have a dedicated investment banking department. They know, like, Vilar Sanchez is looking for capital to keep his research going. Maybe we'll partner up with this Peter Feinberg or Joe Blow Venture Capital Biotech Fund, and we'll have like a three-way partnership.
Okay.
So
All right.
I'll put up money. It helps your dad invest in this vaccine. MD Anderson's happy, and who knows where it goes.
So obviously you've seen the financial services industry evolve as you started working in the late 80s. And what significant changes have impacted your work in that industry?
Okay, we're going now back to financial services.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so now, very good. So I just want you to understand. I asked you if you saw Wall Street, Wolf of Wall Street. You said
Yeah.
yes. So I was not a banker. If you think about this, what I was is, have you ever been in a casino?
No.
Have you ever seen movies of a casino like
Yeah.
Ocean's 11 or whatever? So
Yes.
you have a head dealer and you have people
Hmm.
sitting around.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you, as an analogy, I was running a trading desk. My customers are, have you ever heard of Fidelity?
No.
Okay. Joe Money Manager, Joe
Okay.
Asset Manager, Bob Healthcare Asset Manager. These are my
Yeah.
portfolio managers. These are my customers. So I'm sitting around a card table and all I'm doing is trading. Eduardo Vilar wants to sell 100,000 shares of Amgen. The next person I call might want to buy 100,000 shares of Amgen. Then I have a trade. So I want to make it very clear where my area of experience and expertise is. It's not investment banking, more on the trading side. I then transitioned into actually getting involved in investment banking by starting up different companies. That's not trading. That's starting up different companies and getting investment banks involved. So ask me your question one more time.
How have you seen
It's
the
great. Good. Thank you.
financial?
Good. So I am now sitting around this trading desk, and Joe Blow, asset manager, is looking to buy 100,000 Amgen, and they call me up, and John Smith, asset manager, might be looking to sell. So what changes? They don't need me. They can do it electronically. They can meet on, like this, but electronically. I'm looking to buy 100. Who's looking to sell? And then they trade. They don't need Peter Feinberg or Oppenheimer to put that together. Now, that is black and white like this. They might need Peter Feinberg and my expertise and experience to go out and find, 100,000 Amgen. Somebody's looking to buy it. It might not be somebody looking to sell it. Now I'll go around and maybe create supply. So technology has truly, truly impacted not only my everything, but has made it more efficient and more efficient price, and also about in terms of time as well.
Okay. What if investment strategies have you found most effective throughout your career?
Yeah. So again, I'm not an investor. I'm more of a trader. But for me, the way that we invest, and my partnership is called Boxcar Partners. This is a family office. And what I try to like, and if you don't understand, please ask. It's this whole notion of mitigating out risk and multiple shots on goal. Like if you were to come to me, hey, Peter, I've got this idea. I want to buy, one grocery store, and it's a great idea. They make money. I would say to you, and my partners would say to you, probably don't want to buy one. We probably want to buy five. One might,
Yeah.
have failures. At least we're mitigating out the risk. You understand? So for us, we're not looking for binary events. We're looking for multiple shots and to spread out the risk.
Okay. So how do you, I mean, you've kind of already explained, but how do you approach risk management? Should you buy multiple, or should you just like go one by one?
What did I just tell you? Great follow-up question. We won't buy one by one. We will not invest in any. Do you play games, by the way?
Yeah.
You're a gamer?
Yeah. Well, you can say that.
Okay. So we are focused on healthcare, food, because one of my partners is huge in the food sector, and because my son in gaming. So we invested in a company that just introduced 2 weeks ago. They buy the license, and they'll buy the tool. Have you ever heard of Roblox?
Yes.
Okay, so we bought the license for SpongeBob. You know SpongeBob?
Yeah.
So we have a game out there, and you can write it down and go look at it. SpongeBob Tower Defense. The company that we invested in, this is one of a number of games that hopefully we'll be successful with. So you understand, like, if SpongeBob Defense is successful, that's great. If it's a failure, that doesn't mean we're dead. We have other games in working. You got it?
Yeah, you shouldn't go all in on one. You should obviously diversify your assets.
Bingo. Knowing that we will have failures. So SpongeBob Tower Defense right now, there are 22,500 active. We've had 33 million people visit it.
Wow.
Well, wow. Sounds good. If in fact they're spending money. Follow?
What market trends do you find most interesting, and how do you anticipate they will influence future investment opportunities?
It's great. Okay, so here you go. We talk to smart people, certainly smarter than us. I don't even know if that means anything, but everybody's smarter than us. But like, I talked to your dad is a great example. And, asking him, and he's right on the forefront, people like that, of what he's seeing and what his vision is. So we try to get as much information knowing that we don't know. Like, for instance, in healthcare, obesity has been an incredibly hot topic. I actually think, as an investment vehicle, I think it's going to slow down with the new Trump administration coming in and doing something with the new health and human services person who's going to eliminate, like all the processed food and all the shit in the food. So therefore, obesity, I don't think is going to be, I'm sorry, as a business, as glamorous. What do I think? Talking to guys like your dad and other brilliant guys, maybe we should start focusing in on longevity.
Mm-hmm.
That's an example. So like, we will talk to, like, in food business, I have 3 partners. One is my best friend for 50 years. One is my son, and one is another individual, a very, very dear friend of mine. We talk about where we want to go. What are the trends, what we're seeing headed, and what are trends dying down?
Yeah. So obviously you have a lot of involvement in biotech, and what factors do you consider when evaluating investment opportunities in the biotech sector?
Wait, say it again.
Sorry. Given your involvement with biotech companies, what factors do you consider when evaluating investment opportunities in the sector?
Yeah. So, I mean, truly what we do, I mean, the science, we're not science medical people. We finance this stuff. So ultimately, at the end of the day, we invest in people, hopefully brilliant people, hopefully good, brilliant people who know the science, medicine, and understand the business. We have gotten it wrong. And when we do get it wrong, what can I tell you? People get divorced, people break up, you know? And when we do get it right, we want to continue and have that relationship. I don't know if that answers it, but at the end of the and everything relates back to we are not going to bet on one binary event. Go into a casino, put all your money on red. You know, it's not the way we do it.
Yeah.
Now, having said that, we have failures. We have failures. We know we're going to have failures. The key to that is being disciplined, recognizing that you have a failure. Don't bullshit yourself and make an adjustment. Shut it down.
What I think kind of answered this question, but what motivated you to transition into ventures like BridgeBio, and what challenges did you face in the
So,
change?
so here you go. BridgeBio, Immuneering, Sporos, these are all in the biotech healthcare. Write down Immuneering, it's public company, IMRX, and Sporos is private right now. I wanted to do something socially redeeming that can make a huge impact on people's lives. And to be honest with you, on the back end, make a boat full of money. But I want to make it very clear. I want to make a difference. I want to impact. I want to bring drugs to the market, impact people's lives. And if I'm successful, I'd like to be rewarded. The reward is secondary. I'm not going to lie to you. I want that reward. I deserve it.
As a board member and a senior partner of companies, of multiple companies, what leadership lessons have you learned that are crucial for success in the financial industry?
It's a great question. It goes back to working with smart people. Let me ask you a question. You want to play tennis with a shitty tennis player or somebody better than you?
Somebody better than me?
You bet. So
Yeah.
I look to be on a board where I am working with, and I've been fortunate for the most part, being on a board with wicked smart, wicked smart individuals. I push them and they push me. I also want to be on a board that everybody brings in a different skill set. Like for me on my boards, I understand Wall Street. I understand the interaction between capital markets. Got another woman who is wicked smart on legal. Got another woman on my board, unbelievably smart on science. So you want all these different skill sets, and if you are able to put it all together, you bring all that to the table. All good.
What technological advancements do you foresee having the most significant impact in such a short time?
Say it again.
What technological advancements do you foresee having the most significant impact in a short time?
I mean, technology, come on. Technology is constantly evolving. I mean, I don't know and I'm sorry, I'm not coming at you, but I don't know. Do you play with a Babolat? What do you play with?
Babolat?
I love Babolat. Why do you need a new racket every 6 months, every year? That technology is changing.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to play with a wooden racket. You're going to play with a.
Hold on. Wooden racket into like this aluminum, steel, into graphite. Like it's constantly changing, and you've got to embrace those changes.
Yeah. But you don't think like AI is gonna change the whole thing, or anything like new that, or yeah.
So I think AI, um, I think AI, yeah, of course, and it's part of the whole thing. And AI is going to change the style of your tennis
Yeah.
or how you can dip. Yes, yes, but that's all part of it. Do I think AI is going to run our lives? I hope not. I don't think so. You know,
Yeah. Okay. How do you conduct market analysis, and what research or tools do you find most valuable?
I mean, I think I'm going to answer this question. We want as much information we can about the macro, what's going on in the industry, um, you know, what's going on in the industry, and
Yeah.
you know, and also um, our competitors. I mean, market analysis. That's how we make decisions.
Yeah. Um, can you share a significant investment mistake you've made and the
It's great.
lessons you've learned?
Yes, yes, yes. And I'm glad that question is great. And I'll tell you why. I don't want to hear, like, if I ask you about your tennis career, hey, tell me about all your wins. What I want to hear is, like, why did you lose to somebody and what you learned from it? I'll give you a great one. Okay. Get involved with a guy actually from MD Anderson, introduces me to a company that this guy apparently is a great guy and this and that. They're selling platelets. Platelets. Platelets help you, like when you get a wound, a platelet helps you heal. It
Hmm.
helps your wound coagulate, right? So you don't bleed out.
Yeah.
So there's a shortage of platelets there in the US Army, maybe in professional sports, shortage. You can go donate blood, but he set up these and you can pay for platelets. So, like, say you're 25, I'll pay you $200 to sit down for 2 hours, and then I'll take that bag and sell it for 700.
Sketchy.
Not at all. It's all full disclosure, setting
Hmm.
up these platelet centers, um, you know, not at all. It's not sketchy. All right. And by the way, solves a void in the system. There's a shortage of platelets, you know?
Hmm.
Um, so, okay. Now, the guy at the beginning, I liked him. I don't always get it right. I'm pretty good with this. And I misjudged it. And my partners did too, but I definitely did. And the guy, we're his partner. We have information rights, information sharing rights. We're putting up first capital. We have other people putting in capital. To be honest with you, the guy turned into an asshole. Like, we would ask him questions and he wouldn't answer it. And we're not asking him questions to see the guy trip. We want to help him. So 3 to 6 months into this, we made a mistake. And this kind of ties in to us investing in people. We didn't trust him.
Hmm.
So we unwound our investment. The guy wanted to go out. The guy wanted to go out and raise more money. So he wants to sell stock in his company at $10 a share. We didn't know anything about it. We told the guy, wherever you want to sell stock, we'll sell our stock 10% cheaper. We'll block you. He ends up buying us out, moves on. To be honest with you, it doesn't always happen. The guy ended up going bankrupt, and we got out.
So you saved money there.
What?
You saved money there.
A boat. We didn't make money, but we saved it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You prevented it
A major
from
loss.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it wasn't I guess maybe that is a win, but yes, you're right.
What are the most promising investment opportunities for the next decade? And yeah.
I mean, everybody's got their own opinion on this. Yeah, healthcare, biotech. I mean, I'm involved in Africa, in hooking up Africa with Ignite. Ignite is solar energy. The demographic is explosive. People don't have access to energy. They don't have access to the internet. They don't have access to information. Changing Africa, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. Last question.
Go ahead.
What advice would you give to high school students interested in pursuing a career in finance or investment analysis?
So the first thing I would say for any high school kid, every day you wake up in the morning, read CNBC, the news, read the Wall Street Journal, read Bloomberg News. Or else I can't even talk to you. It's like you go into a baseball game, you're going to talk to me about the game tonight. You don't even know who's playing.
Mm-hmm.
That would be like the easiest, most fun thing to do.
Okay.